Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Wednesday. I got it right. And all of today's guests, including Craig Button, standing by, brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca. TSN Scouting Director Craig Button joins us now. Craig, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I am great. Hope the same for you. And first day of October, I guess I'm back on the grid now. I'm officially back on the grid. Hockey season grid.
You're never off the grid for us, Craig. When you go to the barbers, do you talk to the barber, or you just sit there in silence and hope they do a good job?
I've gone to the same person for 25 years, and now is my stylist. She's my hairstylist, and her daughter actually is going to an international competition in Croatia, representing Canada in Taekwondo. So she's 18 years old. She's a very promising athlete, and we talk about all kinds of things. I was just there on Monday, so we were talking about her trip to Croatia. I was trying to tell her you don't have to pack too much. Bring like Tide that you can wash stuff in your bathtub or sink, so you don't overpack.
There you go. Yeah, just a carry on. That's all. That's all you need. Sandy, you know what? He wouldn't have known that if he stayed silent like you guys when you're getting your hair cut. Good on you, Craig. Let's talk some hockey. Luke Hughes.
Hey, quick question here, Donnie.
Sorry.
Quick question here.
Yes.
Just a quick question here. So you're telling me Rick stays quiet at some point during the day, or?
Yeah, but only when he's getting his hair cut. Believe it or not. Craig, the Bob.
You know what I think Rick's focused in on the mirror. He's making sure there's not any too much being taken off. You know, not any clips or like kind of slips with the scissors or the razor. Right, Rick? Am I right?
Yes. Don't let the person screw up. Let them concentrate on your hair. You don't want to walk out of there, Craig, looking like an idiot.
Hey, maybe the Devils took a haircut today. I'm not really sure. But Luke Hughes, 7 years, $63 million, $9 million per. Craig, he's the highest paid Hughes brothers. Your opinion of that contract?
Well, again, like what are teams trying to do with their players now? In light of the Kaprizov contract, you know, the market's clearly going up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I think that Tommy Fitzgerald looked at it and said, well, okay, maybe they've been asking for 9. Maybe I'm trying to keep them less than older brother Jack, but there's no way. There's just no way you can do that now. So, you know, the changing landscape with higher salary cap and more money in the system is going to lead to higher salaries. This idea that you're going to have an internal cap, I mean, the Winnipeg Jets are going to run into the same challenge with Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor's not taking less or the same as Connor Hellebuck and Mark Scheifele. It's just completely changed. And you know, Jack Eichel. I mean, what's Jack Eichel worth? $15 million? Like, I mean, the bottom line is that teams now are going to have to really look at committing to younger players and doing it long term, because the price is only going up if you wait.
But Craig, where are we going? Hockey doesn't have the TV contract. Where do you get the additional revenue? How many times can you keep going to the fans and raising ticket prices? I mean, these guys are going to be making 17, 18, 19, 20 million soon.
Yeah, but what we do have, Rick, is we do have a good television contract. Obviously, it's not NFL or NBA like, but the salary cap is based on revenues.
Right.
So the salary cap only goes up based on revenues. The players get a 50% split. The owners get 50% split. And I think the stress is going to come because teams are not going to be able to spend to the cap. Like some teams will, and they'll always be able to, but a lot of teams are going to be unable to spend to the cap.
Yes.
But so now the floor will come into play. Does that create more movement? Does that create more opportunity for players to move around? There's always so many spots on a team as well. So we can talk about all the players moving, but where are they all going to play? Are they going to play on the big market teams? That's not always going to work. But the revenues are there based on the system to support it. How you allocate your dollars is now coming into play. 95, 104, 113. So you're looking at Luke Hughes when his contract gets into year number 3. It's going to be what, less than 9% of the cap. And that's a lot of the calculation that goes into these salaries now, Rick and Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where you're at. But there's going to become a breaking point with respect to the floor and where teams are going to start to go, can we really afford to spend that much? Because to your point, Rick, there's going to be stresses financially on different franchises.
Absolutely. All right, give us your history with 18-year-old hockey players. You know Braden Coots is impressed. He's absolutely fun to watch. He has earned every day that he's at camp. What are the pros and cons of keeping an 18-year-old, Craig?
No, I believe, and I said this previously with you guys, Braden is a really good player. You don't become the 15th overall pick by accident. He's highly intelligent as a player. He's very skilled. He's very competitive. Like, I think that as an 18-year-old player, can you hold your own? Are the Vancouver Canucks going to see if he can hold his own? To this point in time, Braden has looked really good. I'm of the mindset that going back for another year junior, competing for a spot on the World Junior team, being a real frontline player, let your body mature a little bit, come into camp next year and be ready to not just hold a spot in the lineup, but to be able to contribute in a spot. There's a big difference, in my view, between playing on a team and contributing to a team. And I think most 18-year-old players in the same type of sphere as Braden Coots are more in that, what do they got to do to hold a spot in the lineup instead of trying to get them into the best place to contribute. We saw it last year with Jet Luchenko. Jet Luchenko went to Philadelphia. John Tortorella saw all the skating, the thinking, and everything. I don't think Jet had a point. Went back to junior, and he's an example of what I mean. I just think Braden, in my view, would be best served to go back to junior. But if he shows that he can hold his own and find a way to contribute, well, then you got to allow players to earn that and to find that place in your lineup.
Do you see a benefit to the minimum 9 games for Braden?
Yeah.
Or the maximum?
Well, I mean, to this point, right, you keep testing your player in different situations. Adam Foote is putting him in different spots, testing him against different players. That's what you got to really test the player now. To test his staying power. And I'm not talking about staying power in Vancouver, his staying power in a game. Is he vulnerable? Is there areas where now as a coach you're going to have to protect him? Because a coach doesn't want to get into a place where he's got to be thinking, okay, I can't put him out here. Because now the player is starting to feel that too. But if he continues to show that he can handle the challenges, keep building on that. Keep giving him more challenges. Keep giving him more, and see how he does. So if that bleeds into the regular season, Donnie, and whether it's 1 game, whether it's 5 games, whether it's 9 games, there might be a real benefit to just continuing through that process.
Craig, very quickly, Canucks preseason, 4 games so far. Arguably the player who has stood out the most. I mean, again, it's arguably. There's Braden Coots, but also Philip Hedl. He's looked very, very strong. Do you see him as a solid, health-permitting, second-line center at the very least?
Absolutely, Donnie. I really do. Listen, Philip was a first-round draft pick. He was a very good player. He got derailed by injuries, and when you have the concussion situation he went through, that you got to come back really, like, as close to 100%, if not 100% as you can. And sometimes that process is a little bit longer, and it's long for the player, long for the team. But when you just look at Philip and his abilities, and like he screams second line center all day long. And he's competitive and he can contribute. He showed that in New York. And I think that when you look at where the Vancouver Canucks find themselves and Philip Hedl showing that he can hold that spot, yeah, I don't have any doubt that he can hold that spot. Like anything else, you hope for the best for Philip and hope that he can remain healthy. I think a healthy Philip Hedl definitely is a good second-line center.
Hair's looking good, Craig. All the best to your your stylist and her daughter who's into Taekwondo.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Rick, don't be hesitant. Get the same barber, and then you can carry on a conversation. I think your challenge is you keep going to different barbers looking for the perfect haircut.
Craig, I want in, out, ASAP. Let's go.
Thanks, Craig. Next week.
See ya.
You bet.